Chapter 10. Sheena's Devotion. Willow did as Hawk had requested. The gulls and geese had taught her much, and for that she would be forever grateful. A new day was dawning as Willow and Hawk approached the Chamber of Animal Communication. There, as the mist cleared, was the same animal healer Willow had come to recognize. She was looking very serene as she lit a white candle. Once the candle was lit, she took her place on the soft green grass, sitting cross-legged, closed her eyes, and her arms began to move as though she was performing a ritualistic dance. These movements continued for some time. The woman was verbalizing something Willow could not quite understand. It was similar to the chant-like prayer she had performed with Sugar the horse. This time, she was speaking to a dog, but the dog was not physically with her. Willow could see by the picture sitting in front of the woman that the dog was a beautiful husky by the name of Sheena. Hawk told Willow that Sheena had not eaten for a few days, and her human companions were very concerned for her. A thorough medical examination showed that Sheena was not ill. As the animal healer continued her movements and chanting, Willow saw that the woman's arm movements turned into the wings of a bird soaring ever so gracefully. Willow began to see clear images coming from the animal healer's thoughts as she transformed herself into the bird and flew to and around Sheena. Willow saw that the animal healer was listening closely. She had asked Sheena why she was not eating. Sheena told the woman that she had a feeling of great sadness, but the sadness was not rightfully linked to her. Sheena asked the animal healer to give her human companions, a husband and wife, a message. She asked her to remind them of love and respect for themselves and that they look after their health. Sheena went on to communicate that one of them was feeling something deep in the pit of their stomach and down into the intestinal area. Sheena wanted them to know that she loved them both very much and that she knew they loved her too. Sheena went on to communicate that one of her humans needed to seek medical attention and that it was urgent they do so. Sheena insisted that they would know what she was talking about. The woman wrote down everything that she had received from Sheena. She did not want to miss a word of it, for every bit was important for Sheena's companions to hear. The mist covered the scene briefly and then broke to show a new vision. The animal healer had communicated Sheena's message to her human companions, and in doing so, the husband went to the hospital to seek medical attention where he spent several hours receiving emergency treatment. He had been suffering intestinal pain for some time, but had told no one. Sheena knew. The doctors found he had an intestinal inflammation that required medication, and although he thought he had kept his pain to himself, through Sheena's devotion, she had attempted to take his illness from him. Willow thought it was amazing that animals would go through such great suffering in order to help heal their humans and to also show their human companions that they need to take action for themselves. Something else came to her that she had almost forgotten. The animal healer had been communicating with Sheena at a great distance, as Sheena lived across the ocean in a far-off northern land. This was telepathic communication at its best. Willow knew animal communication was a very important skill. It was something she definitely wanted to learn more about, and secretly she hoped to do so sooner than later, as she longed to try it herself. But that would have to wait for another day. Day 5 was quickly approaching, and Willow wondered what was in store for her.